Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just under 3 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to provide many different twists and turns that will lead to saga-wide implications within the Skywalker saga that's truly going to change how we view the past 8 Star Wars movies that come before this one. And on top of all of this, we do know that J.J. Abrams is trying to be very ambitious with this movie. He's very goal-driven when it comes to Episode 9, as far as really creating new mediums to the Star Wars franchise. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9, involving, of course, the characters of Kylo and Anakin Skywalker. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of one of the sequences based in the first act of the film, where it's explained that Kylo Ren is said to be inside of his chambers, asleep, where it's said that he is resting on a bed which is said to serve as a parallel to Anakin Skywalker in the prequel trilogy era, where Kylo is said to have a nightmare of some kind just like his grandfather Anakin, while holding his grandfather's broken lightsaber in his hands, while he is actually sleeping, where it's explained that Kylo is going through a nightmare. And as all of this unfolds and occurs, it's described that a burned version of Anakin Skywalker is said to be seen on Mustafar reaching toward Kylo Ren from Episode 3, where it's said to, however, be a complete different scene that is planned to have Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker burning in front of Kylo Ren and reaching for his mask, while standing on the world of Mustafar in front of Darth Vader's castle. The nightmare is said to occur due to the dark energy that is still latched onto Vader's broken lightsaber hilt that is actually said to be split into 3 different pieces, with a red cracked kyber crystal said to be sticking out the top part of the hilt. Now, the sequence is also said to be initiated by Palpatine from afar in the unknown regions, to stir fear within Kylo Ren, to lure him to the dark side further, and that Palpatine is doing this for his own benefit, since he wants something from Kylo Ren specifically. Now, the sequence is said to be very dark and gritty and acts as if it comes straight out of a horror film by JJ, where Kylo eventually wakes up and collects his thoughts as he stores the saber pieces in a metallic box that locks. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that The Rise of Skywalker is going to have a lot of sequences, a lot of dark moments just like this, that's really going to provide various tests for characters like Rey and Kylo Ren. Similar to the challenges that they went through in The Last Jedi, except upping it a notch here and doing something different. So, JJ, we do know that he loves the prequel trilogy era and how he really wants to do something very special for the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren, and how they're really going to be motivated, and how they're eventually going to find Palpatine at a certain point in time in this particular film, where eventually it's actually said that the challenges that they go through are said to actually serve as the way that they will evolve from start to finish of this movie. So, I want to go over the beautiful parallel here of how Kylo Ren is said to have a nightmare just like Anakin did in the prequels. In the prequels, Anakin had the nightmares of his wife Padme Amidala, dying through childbirth, obviously. And what's great about this as well is that this is Kylo Ren essentially having a nightmare about his father, or should I say his grandfather's legacy, and exactly who he once was. Now, the burned version of Anakin Skywalker is said to be standing on Mustafar and reaching toward Kylo Ren as he stands in front of Darth Vader's castle on Mustafar, the same exact castle as seen in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. So, I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like it's going to be very horrific for Kylo Ren. It sounds like it's really going to make him gear toward the dark side even more so, and that's Palpatine's plan in the background. This particular vision is said to be initiated by Palpatine himself from afar over in the unknown regions, further confirming that it was Palpatine himself who initiated the visions within Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith of Padme, essentially tricking him to the dark side of the Force and becoming very desperate of that power. So what I like about this also is that not only is it a parallel to the prequels, but it's also the greatest challenge for Kylo Ren, and we get the return of Darth Vader's lightsaber. However, it's said to be split into 3 different pieces due to the Death Star 2 explosion. Now, the Death Star 2 explosion, by the way, we will be seeing the remnants of the wreckage on the world of Endor, on the forest moon of Endor. The fact that it's going to be back in Episode 9 is going to be a big deal. In fact, there has been a lot of talk that Ewoks Ewoks will be seen in the form of a cameo in The Rise of Skywalker. Nothing huge, just a little glimpse at the Ewoks here and there on the world of Endor. And since the world of Endor, the forest moon, has 8% water, it explains as to why there's an ocean in the middle of nowhere with the wreckage of the second Death Star just laying there. So that's what I love about this film so far, is that you can really see how it's filled with nostalgia and how it's also filled with these iconic moments that are going to push the characters forward from start to finish. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below and let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.